Boys Club.
Is it called Boys Club because my apartment looks like a boy lives in it?
I wouldn't say a boy lives in it. I would say a boy is kidnapped somewhere in here.
Boys Club.
We're everything. We're true crime. We're World Star Hip Hop.
World Star Hip Hop. We're Netflix reviews.
Stories of the day.
Boys Club.
Listen.
Yeah, do it. We're on iTunes. We're on Spotify. I think. No, we're not. And on Google Play. Nobody gives a shit.
Boys Club.
Boys Club Podcast. Now with 90% more sound clips of black people.
Boys Club.
Touch me, and I'll sue.
Here at Intoxicated Reviews, we intellectually dissect the art of cinema, scene by scene. Here's some clips.
All he is, it's just a fucking big wooden doll full of cum, chasing kids around.
You look up guys who poop in a bag. Because I think that's where you'll find them. Because he is hurt.
It's probably just in your search history anyway, isn't it?
This movie fucking blows.
So don't forget to subscribe to Intoxicated Reviews on all places you find podcasts. Except Spotify. We're working on it.
Do not take product if you are hypersensitive.
Are we live?
We are live. Everything you say from this point on might get you canceled.
It's true. Might get me out of SNL.
Oh, shucks.
Because I'm in. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, you're in
on
the running?
SNL. No.
You're in the running?
God, no. I was going to, it's like, imagine, like, I'm on now. I'm with them.
Do you know Tyler Morrison?
I do.
Yeah, so I had him on recently, and he's friends with Shane Gillis.
Oh, nice.
And so he had some interesting insight into all of that. And
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a shame.
The same,
but
yeah. It's like,
I know that it's like multifaceted issue. There's nuances to it. And
yeah, but it's like you could find that about anybody. Like you can dig up some, like literally anybody's got something. It's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? Like, yeah, that's my issue too. I'm like, I'm not a comedian, but I have 133 episodes of my life on the internet. Like, you could go back to like episode 9, and maybe I said something wrong, or it's just such a weird time, and I hate it. I think it's so stupid.
Cancel culture.
Cancel culture.
Don't cancel anything.
I know. Remember the days of like when you just didn't like something, you just wouldn't watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you didn't have a choice. You'd be like, well, I have to turn the TV off because there's nothing else on.
Right?
You know what I mean? It's like, how many channels did you have?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't like any of the movies I have on VHS, and everything else sucks on TV.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're cold, we can close this.
Oh, no, I'm perfect. Are you perfect?
Good. No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm great.
It's cooled down quite a bit. I think the windows help. And it's not too windy, although there is a wind warning. So if these start blowing, we might have to shut them.
I love this.
These are held in, by the way. All this backdrop is held in with like walls of mush. Like those hooks in the ceiling, they fall down all the time.
Really? It's just into nothing.
Yeah, there's like water damage or something. Like I need to actually call someone and get it fixed, but I'm a piece of shit who doesn't do important things.
No, I wouldn't do it either.
But like the people who own like this complex,
right?
The rent here is fairly cheap for Halifax.
Okay.
Like, so like this, like, and you're kind of in the Toronto area, so you know how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, it can get crazy.
Like this is $825 for a 1-bedroom in Halifax, which is unheard of.
Really?
Most are over 1,000.
That's great.
So, but also you get what you pay for.
You get water damage. Got it.
But I'll take it.
Yeah, come and fix it. Can't do it, man. It's $850. Or whatever.
To be honest, I'm mostly like scared of calling them because I don't want them to see that I'm like putting hooks in the ceiling and shit.
Right.
And then be like, you need to pay for that too. And
but at the same time, it's like, we gotta put something up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, I've been playing with the studio. I like a bigger space at some point, but this is what it is for now.
Yeah. Look how shiny my forehead is. Like, why? Do you know what I mean?
You a sweaty man?
Always, my forehead is shiny. Well, my whole face is shiny. For what, though? Like, it doesn't make sense. Whatever.
You're fine.
I know, right? It's like, fuck it.
We're fine. Hardly anyone watches the YouTube videos anyway. Like, who sits through an hour and a half YouTube video?
No, I would probably, like, if I gave a shit of what they were talking about, I would turn it on and, like,
Yeah.
clean the house.
I've heard that people put it on, like, kind of in the background, like, while they're doing it. And I'm like, that's kind of my hope as a podcaster, that I'm,
no, 100%.
I'm background music.
Yeah. And they were talking about comedy, and I loved it. Did you learn anything? No.
Nope.
I just listened to them.
How do you pronounce your last name?
How do you think so?
Okay, like, I'm absolutely the worst person for last names.
But you can mess it up.
Is it Sinagoga?
It is.
Did I say that totally
Yep,
right?
Perfect.
Okay, sweet.
Right? It's not a hard last name to say.
I know. I think it's just like I'm, like this like Scottish white girl from Nova Scotia. So anything that isn't a Mac name, I'm like, how do you sing it?
Yeah, but like when I grew up, like every teacher always like fucking it up, and I'm like,
what were
literally sound it out.
How
I've had Sinagoga. Right, like that's not even there.
I can't see Sinagoga.
I've had Sinagoga. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I've Sinagoga.
Wow.
Right? It just doesn't make sense.
Wow. And do you correct people?
I'm like, fuck it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's not always worth
here.
the conversation.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you guys. Let's open this fucking episode officially.
Boom.
I always start with like cold opens. Like it just cuts into us talking.
I love that.
And then I'm like, oh no, I gotta actually open the episode like a fucking podcaster. Welcome to the Intoxicated Podcast, everyone. I'm very excited to have Marc-Anthony. Now I have to look again because you fucked me up.
Like you said it perfectly.
Sinagoga.
Sinagoga. Woo! Thanks for having me.
Oh my god, thanks so much for coming on.
This is great.
Yeah, I was actually following you before you had even messaged me. Because when I started kind of interviewing comedians, I would see like who they were following.
Okay.
And kind of vet a little bit. Just be like, does this person seem funny? Okay,
Yep.
sweet. Follow.
Awesome.
And then Scott recommended Intoxicated to you. Is that what happened?
Yep. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
he
love
was
Scott
like-
Belford. Shout out, Scott. We miss you.
Sup, Scott?
Come back.
Yeah, he moved. So
He moved away from us. Very sad. We're going to miss him.
for real. Yeah.
Yeah, such a gem.
Well, fuck. He moved from me first
Oh, yeah.
in Toronto, and then moved here, then moved to Calgary. Fuck.
No, he's slightly closer to you, but far away from both of us.
I don't even know. It's like the same price.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who cares about how long it is, right? The
Yeah.
flight's the same. I
That's
actually think
true.
Calgary's closer.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's what you said.
Yeah. That's what
We're drunk already. We're not.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. My brain is garbage lately.
That's okay.
I'm heartbroken. I'm adjusting to a new job too. I just got like a 9-to-5 job and I'm coming off being unemployed for a month where literally I would sleep until 2 p.m. and
Love
not
that.
put clothes on until 5.
That's amazing.
And so like this
I've been
whole,
doing that all week.
This whole being up at 7 is really fucking with me. I'm glad I'm working. Don't
It
get
can
me
be
wrong.
a shock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such an adjustment.
It is, yeah.
freaking hate it.
Where you work?
I work at actually.
we say it?
Well, I'm not gonna say only because it's only for a month, and then I don't know what's happening.
Cool.
So I'm kind of just.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I actually really am. Yeah, yeah.
That's
it's
half the
actually
battle.
shocking how much I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I have things to do. The days go by quick. And everything that I'm doing, like. I'm doing kind of like event coordination and promotion for a entrepreneurship hub. That's what I'll say.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So like working with tech startups.
Yeah.
Halifax.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't know shit about tech or business.
Should we edit that part out?
Oh no, like
No, I'm joking.
that's the thing. When I'm
They know.
When I'm in interviews, I'm fully honest.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
It's weird when I start being honest in interviews. It's when I start getting hired more because I was just putting it out there like, yeah, here are the things I can do really, really well. I don't know shit about what you're doing, but I can promote it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're like, I'll get the word out there.
Yeah, I'll get the
I
word
don't
out
have a
there.
clue, but I'll get it out there.
Yeah, if they ask me questions about what you do as a tech engineering team,
Yeah, you're like, that's where
that's
you
not
come
my.
in.
I have a PR degree, and you
Yeah.
know that really didn't do much. So
That's amazing. PR.
yeah. What about you? Okay, so let's get to know. We're gonna get to know Mark. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so anxious to get to know you. But we are drinking. We are drinking vodka.
A great kind of vodka, actually. It tastes amazing. It's called Blue
Lobster.
Blue Lobster. Hey, Blue Lobster.
Nova Scotia Spirit Co. Cheers.
Cheers. Bang. I'm almost done. Fuck. And I put a lot of vodka in there. I can't even taste it.
That's fucked. Yeah, you went like almost half with that glass, which I guess maybe wouldn't be quite half.
Which would be like, yeah, that's true. Who knows?
You had like a 2.5
counting?
shot or something. Yeah. Yeah.
We need to tell people.
You should get yourself some Blue Lobster before you go home. If you like it, go pick some up.
Oh, right. You guys don't have like provincial liquor stores. It's like public liquor stores.
Is it? No, it's NSLC. So I guess it is provincial.
Oh, is it NSL?
Yeah. So they actually sell this in Ontario.
But I was just at a liquor store a second ago, like on where that Shoppers Drug Mart is.
Yeah.
That's a liquor store. It's not like it just says like spirits and.
Yes.
That's not like an LCBO. LCBO is Ontario.
See, I don't really know about LCBO.
Sorry, NSLC or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
That's would be the LCBO equivalent.
Right.
But you can't buy alcohol anywhere else in Ontario. Do you know what I mean? Like some grocery stores are starting to get.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So like,
we have NSLC.
Okay.
And then a couple places that are like wine.
Right.
Wine places that will sell
it.
things, but other than that, like you're pretty much out of luck.
NSLC.
Yeah.
Nova Scotia Liquor
Corporation.
Got it. Of course.
Sponsor us. You'll never sponsor us.
It's the government. No. They're like people drinking and talking. No.
No company wants to have a podcast where it's let's get drunk, talk about our life with comedians.
Yeah, they're like, why would we do that?
All people.
Yeah. They're like, that's what people go to the bar for.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But we brought the bar to the listeners.
And actually, it's funny that you say bar. I'm working on once I get some more money, I actually want to build a bar in here, like with shelves and like have
That'd
like
be sweet.
bottles and have
Yeah.
that as my backdrop eventually. But
yeah, it's almost like, what's that show?
Watch What Happens Live.
No.
That's kind of what I model myself after. But
Okay, never seen it.
yeah,
What the fuck is that show?
With a bar?
Yeah, the whole show's about that bar that they own. No, not Workaholics, but with it's Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny.
Yep.
Oh, actually, I need to get my bell. So the bell is you can ding it whenever you want. It's just like a positive reinforcement bell. Like if you really agree, like I'll probably be dinging it for you more than you for me.
Okay.
That sounded like a weird rhyme.
Well, no, that's just because you know what to ding it for.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when I really agree, or like if someone says something really funny, you can ding it. Yeah, like and then the opposite of a bell ring is just a.
Right, like I'm sorry. One of those fucking Staples buttons.
People like.
Can we swear on this?
Absolutely. Cock, shit, fuck. What other ones are there?
Motherfucker tits.
It's like that Blink-182 song. That's all curse words. It's like shit, piss.
Is that?
Cock, sucker, motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Tits, fart, turds, and twat. Something like that.
Blink-182.
Yeah. All the cursing.
Classic.
I laugh so hard whenever people ask because I'm like,
well, you never know, right?
this is what it is. It's totally uncensored.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, I feel like it was slightly less. I feel like it was slightly more uncensored when I didn't have video. Video makes
more uncensored when you didn't have
video.
Right, because no one can see you, so you don't feel so like.
Well, people get weird with the camera. When people know that there's camera on you, I'm just gonna make sure I'm recording this. I just got nervous all of a sudden. Oh yeah, we're good. See that like start recording, stop recording. Yeah. It's tiny. I did an episode with comedian Ryan Freed, and I had never pressed start recording.
Come on.
So I got the audio. I had like the audio going.
Yeah.
But I didn't get any video footage. I felt so bad.
And he's like here trying to look all prim and proper kind of deal.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like you come in here, you sit under these lights.
Yeah.
Like it's this whole thing. And then it's like, there's no video. And I was just like, motherfucker, I'm the worst. But that happens. That's going to happen.
It's true.
Stuff like that happens. Yeah. But yeah, no, when people are on camera, they get a little more uptight.
Yeah.
Depends on how comfortable you are with it. Like you're like used to being on camera because you film videos on your Instagram.
Yes. But I still don't like it.
No?
Like I like being on camera, but it always takes me a little bit. Like sometimes I'll get in my head.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh yeah, I hate that.
Especially when you're trying to do like kind of like off the cuff stuff or like winging it or whatnot. Like, and then you really get in your head and then you watch it again. You're like, oh no, why am I looking over here? Or like You know, you do it like selfie cam.
Yes.
And you're looking at yourself.
Not
you're
the
not
camera.
looking at the camera. The worst.
So hard. We're just a society of narcissists.
It's true. Yeah.
Really, truly.
You're like, I love myself.
But also, like, cameras are not forgiving.
Oh no.
And that's the thing. Like, it's my goal to get.
Fuck.
There you go. Do you know about Facetune?
No.
Facetune? You don't know about Facetune?
No.
So Facetune is a photo editing app
I love it.
that it's kind of like, like Instagram filters, like can make you look different. It's kind of like that, but you have more control over it. So like you can do like skin smoothing. You can like make your eyes pop more, but you can also like make your face skinnier. You need to get this app and like fuck around with it sometime. It's scary what you can do with Facetune.
I'm gonna get it right now.
Yeah, Facetune. There's a couple versions.
You're gonna help me get the right one.
If you just get the normal, I think the normal just Facetune 1 or whatever.
Do you have Wi-Fi in here?
I do.
Should I not be doing this right now?
No, go nuts.
Are
We
you
can edit
sure?
it out if need be.
Facetune.
Yeah. If you want to get on the Wi-Fi, I can give you the network and the password.
This one?
That's Facetune 2. I don't know why it's called Facetune 2. But yeah, is that free? Does it say free?
Yes.
Yes. That is it.
Here, let's
As long as it's the free one, you can get it. Yeah, so it's 167 and it's InTalksPod. All small case, all one word. By the way, my old network used to be different, and I used to have like the longest, most complicated password.
I hate that.
And it pissed people off so much that I took a whole day so recently. Oh, in TALKS. In talks.
Oh my god.
Like the podcast you're on right now?
Yeah. Fuck. I was like, that's right, idiot. I'm always so concerned about detoxing, so I can never seem to get it right.
You gotta get Facetune.
Okay, so we're gonna get it right now.
Your mind's gonna be blown with what you can do with it. It's incredibly scary. And
Selfie editor. Wow, okay.
it's just insane. Like, you can really make yourself look thinner. And
It
this
is
is why it's
downloading.
crazy, because girls on dating apps put pictures like that
Right.
and guys think, and then they show up. But at the same time, I totally get not wanting, like, I get wanting to smooth your skin a bit. I totally get that. You can do it in a subtle way. But when you go to the extent of like extreme contouring your face with it,
Oh man, I hate those YouTube like makeup tutorials.
it's insane.
Where like they'll wipe one side of their face and like look at the camera. Like, you're different. Like, how did you get that good? Like, get into like some sort of movie makeup, whatever, right? Like horror movie makeup. I don't know. Like, that's fucked up, man.
There's so much you could do with the makeup
Yeah.
artist skill.
Yeah. I don't understand. People feel like they're not going to be caught. It's like, don't you want to see people in person?
Yeah. No,
And it's
I
like,
know.
what are you going to do if you wake up at their house the next day?
Yeah.
Or you get married or something? Like, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do? I wear makeup a lot, but what I say to guys is like, I do this with everybody.
Right. Are you wearing a lot right now?
I mean, I've actually, I guess to a guy it probably would be a lot,
Right.
but like I've toned it down quite a bit. But what I usually say with dudes is like, all right, you're gonna see like the going to bed, Sarah.
Right.
It's nerve wracking.
Really?
Well, because I just look younger without it. It's not that I necessarily
that's
look
great.
bad, but I look like
You're like, I look 12.
Like, how old do you think I am? Like right now, and I do have makeup on.
I don't know. I actually have no clue how
No.
old you are.
Would you put me at
No,
above 30?
I'm going to guess.
Okay.
This is a double-edged.
I
This
don't
is a
care.
dumb question.
Because
my mom's always told me never to answer this question, so I shouldn't. But I assumed that you were like 31, 32.
Okay, I'm 32. You're dead
Are you?
on.
Fucking right.
Did you find this out
I'm going to get a
beforehand?
job at the fucking
dig.
carnival.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
Guess people's age.
You like stalk them beforehand and find out, and then
No,
just,
I
like,
had no clue.
But a lot of people put me at like 25.
Okay, well, that's great.
Yeah, it's all right. But I mean, at 32, it's like I want to be. The thing is with women, if you look younger, there's a lot of things that go with that. Like you're not taking
Of
that
course.
seriously.
No, of course. Well, that's
Especially
anything.
in the business world.
Oh, dude,
Like
that's
men,
anything though. Like
yeah.
even myself, like because I opened a company like fucking 10 years ago, and like no one, even now, people are starting, they're like, well, you're still really young. We don't really, like,
See?
you don't,
Yeah.
you're like, well, what do I gotta be 50 for you
Yeah.
to like You know what I mean? Unless you're like Mark Zuckerberg and you like struck gold super young, like then they don't want to fuck around with you.
It's true.
It's dumb.
Yeah, so the thing is with makeup, like when I'm not wearing it, I just look a lot younger than what I am. So I don't really like that. And that's why I like wearing it. That and I just like having an hour of the day where I'm just like listening to music, listening to a podcast. I'm not fucking talking to anyone.
Yeah.
It's like kind of meditative in a weird way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird
Zero
thing.
makeup
It's
on.
my turn. It's my time.
Right.
To like, and a lot of people call it painting. Like you're painting your face. Like you're
right.
It's
Yeah.
modern
it's
face
therapeutic.
painting.
Yes.
Yeah, therapeutic.
Yeah.
You should get into makeup. You should do it. Do a makeup tutorial.
Can't do it.
It's so funny to me when guys don't know what
It's
the
crazy.
different makeup things are.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like,
It's crazy.
I think that's so funny.
Yeah. Therapeutic. I'll just cook. Like
Is that your thing,
I
cooking?
love cooking. I'll do that. You know what I mean? I'll just do that.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
That's a good question. Eggs.
Eggs.
Only because,
Love eggs.
like, with a single egg, like, you can cook fucking anything.
It's true.
Right?
There's
So, like,
many
there's
things
so much you can do, and you can make eggs. Even, like, breakfast eggs, you can make, like, 50 ways.
Yeah.
Right? And to perfect each one is, like, a whole other skill. So, I love fucking around with eggs.
Scrambled eggs specifically.
Yeah, scrambled eggs is amazing. I love the scrambled eggs.
So, can I tell you how I make my scrambled eggs? And can you tell me if you
Well,
think this is legit?
Sure. It's
Because
preference.
I grew up with like, my mom would mix the scrambled eggs with a hand mixer. So they were like really fluffy. I make them by literally putting a lot of butter in the pan. Like so much.
Oh, yeah, more the better, man. Fuck it.
And literally just cracking the eggs in the pan, mixing it with a fork. And I don't add anything else. Maybe a splash of water.
Okay.
Maybe. No milk.
You put any pepper or salt?
I do salt and pepper.
At the end.
And that's about it.
Cool.
And but I mean, I know there's like all these different fancy ways to make scrambled eggs.
There is, yeah.
I'd love to like learn more about that. But
I don't know what it is. There's a way my grandmother does it that's just so fucking good. Like, I love that Gordon Ramsay way. Like, you know the famous Gordon Ramsay way where he does similar to you. Like, he'll put tons of butter in the pan, crack them in the pan,
yeah.
and then mix it in the pan.
Yes.
And then on and off the heat so you don't overcook it.
I do that
Adds
sometimes
creme
too.
fraiche and shit.
What the fuck is that?
It's like a sweet or sour cream almost.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I heard that he did that.
Yeah.
And I tried to find it at the grocery store and I couldn't find
It's
it.
amazing. Then, throw some butter again. Chives, fucking.
Ooh,
but it becomes
chives.
super like fine scrambled eggs, or some people like chunky scrambled
Yeah.
eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But my grandmother, she'll throw like a little bit of butter and then like a fuck ton of olive oil.
Ooh.
And it gets so hot, and she'll mix it in a bowl with like pepper and salt, and then toss it in. And like right away, it like curdles up and folds over. You know what I mean? And then she'll just fold it over a couple times, and it's done. You know what I
Literally
mean?
so hungry now. Like I want eggs right now. I love eggs.
Same.
I actually don't feel like I'm a full human in the day unless
you
I've
have
had
eggs.
it. Like these people who fucking eat cereal or like avocado toast for breakfast. Go fuck yourself. That is not a breakfast. That's not a
Fuck
breakfast.
you, avocado toast.
Yes. It's not a breakfast. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm starting to warm up to avocados now. I'm putting them in
I love
smoothie.
avocados, yeah.
The thing I hate about avocados is that I can never fucking I can never get them to the right ripeness.
I know, you're like one day too early. It's like by the hour.
Yeah. So I buy them frozen now. I buy the
nice.
frozen cut up ones.
The chunks, yeah.
And I find that that's easiest for me just because I'm
Smoothies?
yeah, for smoothies.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't mind avocado toast. It's not substantial
It's
enough.
it's not a real breakfast.
Yeah, like
a
throw
snack.
2 eggs on it.
Yeah,
And we're
that's
golden.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want eggs and avocado, go nuts.
yeah.
It's it's a little hippie-ish, but
It's true. It's true. I fucking love, honestly, best way for me is sunny side up eggs.
yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just
I like sunny side up or over easy.
true. There's no need to flip it.
There isn't. I think
If you put a lid on it and steam up the top a bit,
The
or just
lid.
like butter it.
the
from
lid is key.
Oh,
I used to get weirded out by the weird clear film.
okay. I love that. Like, to me, like,
love
I love it. The runnier, the better. Fuck.
Yeah.
When I like smash up my eggs and they're fucking all, I'm like, this is the best.
Yeah, I love mixing. Like if I have bacon or sausage or hash browns, like I love just having the yolk mix with everything, like a fucking skillet.
Oh yeah.
Get some hollandaise sauce in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's this thing. So there's a place called the Ardmore Cafe on Quinpool, and it's like a little diner. They only take cash. Like it's very old school looking.
Yeah, yeah.
But they have this breakfast poutine.
Oh fuck.
Which is hash browns,
Deep fry.
sausage, and bacon. And then an egg on top with hollandaise sauce and cheese curds.
That's the best.
And it's literally like, I think it would be one of my last meals on death row if I had to pick.
You know, I have this conversation with myself every day.
The last meal thing?
My last meal.
Oh,
It would
so
probably
hard.
be a McDonald's sausage and egg McMuffin.
Oh, we're going to get along. We're going to get along so well. What do you think of the McGriddles, though? That's my question.
They're just not as good
Yeah.
as the, you know what I mean?
I like them, but I
Me
think
too.
the standard traditional
Did
is-
you ever have the biscuit?
No, I've only heard
my
of this.
God.
I've only heard of this.
It was legit for like a year or two.
Yeah.
And they had this butter biscuit. Yeah. But the biscuit itself, like, okay, we take the sandwich from like 400 calories to like 1,200. Like the butter biscuit was fucked. So like when you, at the breakfast sandwich was like 1,500 calories. It's like, it's crazy. It's more than a Big Mac, like for nothing.
I know.
But the biscuit was so fucking good.
Oh my God, I can only imagine.
And they would put it with the scrambled egg instead, but I'd switch it for the regular egg.
I used to, there was a time when the McGriddles were like that too. Yeah. And I think that I started the switch because I think everything's about me.
It's true.
But I started asking for just the regular egg on the McGriddles.
Right.
And then they changed it. Now they only do the regular egg on the McGriddles now.
You know what I found out? That they ended up doing the McGriddle because when people would order the big breakfast, they would assemble it. And I used to do that as a kid. I would take the pancakes because you know how the big breakfast comes. It's like 3 pancakes, sausage, and eggs.
And was there something else with
Sometimes they'd put bacon.
Oh, okay.
But you would choose bacon or sausage.
Right.
And there was like the sausage rounds. So I would just, put the fucking weird scrambled egg thing, put the sausage, put the other pancake, and make your own McGriddle.
Make your own. And they saw people doing that and they thought, we got to get a sandwich.
Yeah, they're like, we can just make this.
Oh, shit.
Right?
I never knew that.
Yeah, so many people I know, like chefs I know, that they'll watch people eat at their restaurant and see what they do and then create dishes off how people are assembling things. Cool, right?
That is wow. See, I knew the bell was going to be a hit with you. I love it. Some people like hate the bell. They never touch
I worked at a restaurant, man. Fucking the bell is all day. It's like, order up, let's go.
Do you want me to make you another drink?
Hold on, let me finish.
I'm going to make you another drink. Because there's no way we're getting in. I cannot believe I found my food soulmate.
Foodsoulmates.com. Bow, ba-dow, ba-dow, bow, bow, bow.
What's on the website?
Which website? Foodsoulmates.com.
Like a compatibility, like a dating site. But
Yeah, it's like you choose who you want to go out to eat with based on who's in the area.
yes.
So it's like, I want to eat sushi. Find all the people who are in the mood to eat sushi right now. Yo, that's actually a fucking great idea.
We should make that happen.
Trying to make my tits bounce. Honestly, man, I really like grilling too. Today I bought so Sobeys has like a stupid deal on steaks.
Oh yeah.
So I bought these steaks and just grilled them up at Neil's. Boom.
Oh yeah. There's pretty cheap steaks there. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this with the lemon garnish.
Yeah, I love the steak. Love steak. I'm starting to eat it more rare now too.
Oh, you have to.
Which is I know it's like a rite of passage
Yeah,
with steak.
You have to.
Yeah. It used to be like medium,
I mean, it should be like medium rare. I feel
but
like
now I'm medium rare. Yeah,
I
that's
just
like where I'm at.
my argument with people who eat it like well done is I'm just like it just tastes better cooked less. It's just like, why wouldn't you want to eat that specific thing at its optimal?
I think people get weirded out by the redness.
I guess. Yeah, I can see that.
Like it feels like you're eating raw meat,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. And even when I have it like too raw, you're like, this is not as good as if it was cooked just a little more.
A little bit, yeah.
But I guess that's the whole point of preference.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sorry.
No worries.
No. I'm on your show. Fuck off.
How
know.
dare you?
Right?
So we both love. Okay, so you love to cook. You love
Love to
eggs.
cook, love
we
eggs.
both love McDonald's breakfast. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. So you're from outside of Toronto. Like, were you born and raised there?
Yes.
Yeah. And small town, or is it?
Well, what's a small town to you?
Okay, that's the thing. Like, I grew up in Antigonish, which is pretty fucking small.
Like
it's a
1,000
university town. Like, when the students go away, like, that's half the population gone.
So like 5,000 people or like 100,000?
Oh,
people?
no, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if I could look that up.
For sure.
Is that information like?
Well, yeah, it's like a small town. For sure. Antigonish population.
I have no concept of. I'm really bad with
Let me see.
guessing numbers and also measurements. I can never.
Guys must love that.
Population
You're like, I'm 7 inches, and you're just like, good thing I don't know what that is.
Okay, this can't be real.
Yeah, 5,000.
That can't be true.
Why?
Is it that little?
That's very small.
That was 2016. Here, let me see if I can say 2019. That seems like smaller than I thought.
That's very small.
But
Can you Google
yeah.
what's the population of the Maritimes or even just Nova Scotia?
The population of
Das
Nova
Maritimes.
Scotia.
Also almost 1 million.
Huh.
That's cool.
That seems big.
You're like, fuck.
Numbers are crazy.
You're like, Jesus Christ, Antigonish doesn't make up any of that.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I see Nova Scotia as
Yeah.
quite small. Like,
Well,
Halifax is
yeah.
our big city.
Yeah,
You know, like, it's not that big of a city.
right. So I grew up in Richmond Hill, which is like in between Vaughan and Markham. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Well, honestly, just like literally.
When you said
just-
Canada's Wonderland, I was like, yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, and Richmond Hill's like 170,000, 200,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's much bigger than So I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, I don't know if it was considered small, especially because, like, you know, as you're growing up, like, I go into Toronto a lot. Like, do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, Toronto's still the city. And even right now, like, Mississauga and Vaughan and Markham, like, they're building their own little downtowns and they're trying to create this whole, like, downtown within their own thing and branch off. Mississauga's almost at 2 million people. So they're trying to branch off and be their own city because fucking Toronto's like 3 million. They're like, we don't need Toronto. We've got our own downtown. Got our own everything, so we don't, you know. So, but for me, because Richmond Hill is like, it's like directly north, like it's right up Yonge Street, right above it.
Oh, okay.
So it's like the subway go right downtown.
Oh,
like,
bitchin'.
right. So like, you know, school field trips, we'd go downtown and things like that, right? So
Sweet. I love the subways.
Yeah,
I'm such a small town girl. Every time I go to Toronto, I'm like, I literally don't even call them subways. I call them magic underground trains.
Oh my god, I thought you were gonna say I call them Mr. Subs.
R.I.P. Mr. Sub.
Are they done?
I think so.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't. Let's Google
Third
again.
Google within a minute, ladies and gentlemen. We're hitting an all-time high.
Mr. Sub. I know that like they used to be a thing.
Oh, they're 100% still a thing.
Oh, okay, they are. Not in Nova Scotia though. I don't think. PEI looks like. Wait a second here.
They got taken over by
Yeah, they're in PEI.
somebody.
Subway.
No, somebody bought them out and they were doing joint restaurants.
Oh, were they joined with
Like, cause you know,
Greco? Or was that someone else?
what the fuck is that? Greco.
The best look on your face.
Greco.
You looked at me like I was talking about like
Geico.
Geico.
Greco.
No, Greco Pizza. It's like a
Oh,
chain
okay.
here in
I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's not a lot of them anymore. I think there's only like 2 locations here in Halifax, but yeah. So I remember there was a time on Barrington there was Greco and then there was a sub place in the same. It was like a split situation.
Right.
And it might not have been Mr. Sub, but yeah, no, I love the subways in Toronto. I think that it's so cool to just get on them.
You go
Just
there
be
often?
Somewhere. No, but like I do have friends there.
Okay.
So usually, like if I were to go somewhere, if I was looking to take like a little trip somewhere, I'd go to Toronto.
That's awesome.
I was there 3 years ago to see Taylor Swift. And, Katy Perry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you call that? Like the Pride Tour or whatever it was?
The Witness. It was the Witness tour.
The Witness.
Yeah.
That was just following the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When she did Super Bowl that year, right? She did a world tour after that?
I think it was like
I don't know
bit
why
after.
I pretend like I know this. Like, I'm like, Mark, you don't know fucking anything about Katy Perry. What do you give a fuck? Stupid.
It was one of the best days of my life.
Really? You're a big Katy Perry fan?
I'm not allowed to be anymore because she groped somebody.
Did she really? No. Did she really?
Yeah, it kind of blew over. The media didn't pick it up too much, but
Right.
like there were some allegations coming out against her.
Really?
From like a female reporter said
From
that
female to female?
it was a female like TV reporter, and she said that like Katie kind of like approached her and like groped her like when she was drunk.
Right.
Which I'm like, it's bad, but also I got felt up by so many female friends back in the day when we were drunk.
Yeah, it's like
I don't know. There's levels to these things. I don't
it's
necessarily
true. There's
think
got to be a line.
Yeah.
There is a line. That's the problem.
And also, it's really tricky when it's someone you're a fan of. Because, like, who are you the biggest fan of? Like, who's your number one? Whether that's musician or, like, comedian that you like or
like Eminem, The Rock.
Okay.
Schwarzenegger.
If anything bad comes out about The Rock,
I'm done.
We're done with society.
Right? It's like if The Rock fucked up,
he's-
we're all fucked. Like even Kevin Hart, when he fucked up, I was shocked.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cuba Gooding Jr. now.
Yeah, that's right.
Bunch of Me Too stuff coming up on him.
Yeah, but that was happening a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
didn't know
remember
that.
shit was coming out a while back, and then it kind of just got dropped up. Hey, today they announced that bullshit about not bullshit. Well, the stuff about Michael Jackson was not real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they tried to sue him again, and they lost. So they're like, "Well, you lost the court case, so you lost."
Uncancelled.
Right, exactly. Michael Jackson's back on the radio, and the royalties continue for the
He's
Jackson
back.
5. Yeah,
He's back. It's just it's a lot. It's you're never gonna know and it is tricky when you're a fan of that person's work. Like I've been a Katy Perry fan for a long time.
yeah.
Am I just gonna stop going back and listening to those songs that I love?
No.
Because I don't know, maybe not. But also, like, yeah, I guess like if she raped someone or murdered someone, maybe I would. So I don't know.
True.
There's
And
levels.
and this is where I shouldn't even continue, but like, you know, continue. I just wouldn't, even if, like, to this day, I shouldn't even say this. Oh,
I love that should be the tagline of my podcast. I shouldn't even say
I
that.
shouldn't even say this.
Say it.
But like, I've listened back to some of Cosby's old jokes.
Yeah.
Because they're so good.
Well, that's the thing.
And his storytelling's so fucking good on stage.
Absolutely.
Right? And I'm a storyteller, so like, he'll tell a 7-minute, 12-minute story about playing football as a kid.
Right.
And you're like, this is just so well done. And then they're like, well, don't listen to that because he's a rapist. I'm like, I know that.
I know.
But who else am I supposed to listen to? Like,
I know.
do you know what I mean? Like, sure, there's tons of storytelling, but I'm just saying, right? Like, you listen to all of them. It's accessible. Why wouldn't I? Like, I'm not going to, it's like Michael Jackson, you know?
Yeah. Are we going to discredit all the great music he wrote and like all the other musicians that like came out of listening to Michael? Similar with comedians. Like, yeah, that's shitty, but like, you know, people are inspired by art.
Right.
So, and then so many of the things that you like might have been inspired by those terrible people.
Yeah.
So I think that we can get to a point where we can say what he did was like, maybe he's a really bad person, but he did make some great things.
Of course.
Like you can maybe even say it like that. Like obviously
Of course.
if you rape multiple people, like the Weinsteins and the Cosbys, like that's up there.
You should be in jail for sure.
Yeah. But
I don't know
he
how
made
they're
some good things.
But he made great stuff.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Puts you in a little bit of a pickle.
It's really tricky.
Right. But like even then, like if the Cosby Show was on TV, I'd be like, okay. Like I'd watch it because it's hilarious and it's a good show.
Yeah.
Right. But while that's happening, I'm not going to be like, well, he raped people. I should turn this off.
Yeah.
But a lot of people expect you to do that.
They expect you to do that.
Well, it's just like, well, it's there and it's funny. So it's just like, how do you
And we're all just trying to watch things to like really truly just escape
and enjoy them? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not tarnishing
Yeah.
my enjoyment. And I had the same argument with people when I went to go see Louis C.K. Like when he was.
Did you see him?
Oh, fuck it.
You saw him?
Dude, I was like front row. He shook my hand.
Shut the fuck up. Okay, so how was
It was like
so how
comedy
was that?
explosion for me. Like I jizzed myself. Just because he was like my favorite. He's my favorite stand-up.
Okay,
comic.
yeah.
I'm like, even what I saw him do, like the shit he was talking about and getting laughs at, it was mind-blowing. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I'm like, you shouldn't be getting laughs at this. Like he's talking
Really?
like he's talking about his mother dying and like getting cremated. He's talking about cripples, retards. Like he literally does a joke. And I said retards because that's how he frames it,
That's
by
how
the way.
he frames it.
Yeah, he literally is like, I'm about to do 25 minutes on retard. And
Really?
then did 25 minutes about retard, like the word retard and retarded,
and
crushed. And I was like, I haven't laughed to tears at a comedy show. Like it was the funniest show I've ever seen. And I've seen like so many people.
Yeah.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
So it blew me away. Even his openers were destroyed. And I was like, this is great. This is
Holy
like,
shit. Did he address it at all?
oh yeah. His first 15 minutes was
And
addressing it.
Was it like jokes about it or
Yeah.
really?
Well, there was some seriousness about it, but he would always follow it, with a joke.
With a joke,
you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, the guy pretty much didn't do anything for a solid year.
At
like,
least,
he didn't do
yeah.
shows.
I think it was since
for about a year.
2017, yeah.
Right. So he took the time. Like,
Yep.
say what you will. We all have our opinions. These are our opinions.
Yep.
He took the time. He is now back working.
Yeah.
A lot of his fans didn't leave him.
Yeah.
Let the guy do it. Let the guy fucking do shows. And if you don't want to go, don't fucking go. Don't
Yeah.
buy a ticket.
And it was so funny because he's like, last week I was here. Sorry. He's like, the last time I was in Toronto, I was playing the stadium across the street. And he was just like, they were like, hey, fuck you, start over, go to the clubs up in Toronto. And he's like, so here I am. And he just
Started from the bottom, going right back.
And it was fucking standing O when he got on, when he got off. And it was like, he did over an hour each night. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Interesting.
Right.
So he's gonna, I mean, it's gonna be different for him, obviously, but
I do think he'll get back to that stadium level. I really do.
I wonder if he'd do like a special or something.
He will for sure.
You think?
Yeah, because he's hitting all the clubs in Canada right now. Like he's at Winnipeg, rumors in Winnipeg.
Right.
I don't know where he's going after that, but I think it's Edmonton or Calgary. But even then, it's just like he's crushing and he's selling out like crazy.
Right.
So it's like, I even do think if he came to Toronto as like a surprise show at the Air Canada Center, it's called Scotiabank now, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, in 2 months, it would sell out. I really think so.
Interesting.
And like, he's got the material. Like, he does shit about small towns. Like, even his jokes that aren't like crazy off the wall are amazing. Wow. It was crazy. I was like, I can't believe how good this
Was that your first time seeing him?
No, I saw him. Okay, you remember his last special was at the Comedy Store?
Yes.
And he like split it up, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
No, that was Chappelle, sorry. But he did the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
The one before that, where like his last like stadium one, I guess he did. That's when I saw him when he was doing Just for Laughs 42, and he did that whole thing about like his asshole's like a bag of open leaves and like teenagers come and kick it over and all that stuff. Whatever. So yeah, in like 2015, I think I saw him.
Okay.
But yeah, in a club setting, it was way different. Like, it makes me want to do clubs like forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I can feel that.
but at the same time, it's like he's lapping now. You know what I mean?
He did the full circle, and unfortunately, that full circle happened because of a terrible thing.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be doing clubs unless that was happening. I think.
And it is really interesting that you say that because it reminds me of like music concerts too. It's like, what's better, like seeing a band like at a big stadium show or like an intimate? Like, I love the intimate. But there is something about a stadium show too. Like when I saw Katy Perry, like that was, I've seen Gaga, I've seen Katy Perry, I've seen Taylor Swift, like I've seen the trio.
Which one's the best one? Because I've heard Lady Gaga's fucking unbelievable.
That's so hard to say because they're all so great in different ways.
That's true.
I was lucky enough to be, I got upgraded at Katy Perry to be front row.
Wow.
So just by that alone, I would have to say that because I was right there and I was like,
you could see all the details.
Whereas with Gaga, I was a bit closer with Gaga, but with Taylor Swift, I was like so far back. I was like zooming in with my camera to try to see her and stuff. I was like, it was really good. And there's something about also experiencing it from that far back where you see the scale of it. Because with Taylor Swift, she actually gave everyone light up wristbands and synced the lights like on the wristbands to like the music. Sick. So you kind of saw the scale of it being that far back.
Right.
But being up like front row at like a production show, like it's a rock concert's a bit different because like they're just playing instruments, but like a show, like a pop concert, production, like there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My uncle's a huge concert head. Like all we do is like see live shows. Like I've seen fucking everybody. So, but not a lot of the pop stars. And he went to go see Lady Gaga because he won tickets. And he was just like, honestly, I don't care. He's like, it's in a box. I don't give a shit. He's like, I don't want to go. And he was like bitching about it. And then the next day, and he was just like, Lady Gaga's the fucking best.
Shit. Oh yeah, she's amazing.
He's like, buddy, I think it was like 32 wardrobe changes.
Yeah.
He's like, it must have been a fucking $1 billion show.
Absolutely.
He's like, she puts...
That's the thing. That's the thing with these pop shows. Like there's so much detail. There's set design. Like it's truly a experience.
Oh yeah.
Like you just get immersed in it. It's crazy. With Gaga, I saw her. I was so lucky because she like broke her leg or something.
Okay.
Like she had some really bad accident that like canceled the rest of her tour. And I saw her the date before she canceled. The date before the accident happened on stage that made her cancel. I like saw her just in the nick of time.
Wow.
So it was very lucky for me, but I don't know. I think you gotta spend dollars on the big ones if you have the chance. This is what I believe.
Well, I don't know. Like there's so many people that I've seen in so many different situations, like the same band in different
different venues,
yeah. And also the same venue but up close and further back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like if they're good, they're good, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's very true too.
Like I saw U2. A lot of people bash U2.
No, I love U2.
And I saw them front row, and then I saw them like the last fucking row of the Sky Dome, and I was like, I couldn't tell you which one's better.
Really?
Right? And
That's interesting.
Right? And I feel like with a band like that, how can you bash them or even say that they are anything terrible when it's like I'm in the bleeds and it was incredible and I'm front row and it was equally as incredible, you know?
It's not them, it's your it's whatever
true.
Your experience was. So like they're going to put on a good show no matter where you are.
Yeah.
But it's like I know with me, like I used to be like, are you like a rock guy? What kind of music we talking here?
Yeah.
Rock. Yeah. Because
classic rock.
I put on my status, I sent us questions. And Scott Belford actually asked a music related question.
Come on.
And so now that we're on the topic of music, I have
I have to me and Scott fight about music so bad.
He said, why are all his music opinions wrong?
Okay. You know what? I fight with so many fucking comics. I fight with so many comics
about music.
Oh
because,
my gosh! I guess because I have strong opinions. I don't know, but I've seen everybody live. I grew up playing drums, so I grew up listening to old music. So I feel like I'm a little bit of an exception for my generation, if you will.
Right.
So, which is the snobbiest thing you could say. So I apologize, but I don't know. Like I think what Scott's referring to,
Scott Belford. Called out.
Yeah, even Jason Allen, like Drew Baim, all these guys, they just shred me because I'm like, I think Nickelback is better than Tragically Hip. They hate me for it. Next one is I think that Ozzy Osbourne's better alone than with Black Sabbath.
Okay.
And I'm like, that's the best thing he could have done for his career was leave Black Sabbath.
Really?
Yeah, like all of his music is just way better.
Way better, yeah.
It's all way better. Yeah. Everyone knows, even kids today know it. It's got way better longevity, whatever. I think that I'm thankful. This is a mean thing to say, but I'm thankful that Kurt Cobain doesn't exist anymore, or else we wouldn't have the perfect band, the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
Fuck you, Scott.
That's my first. I'm half agreeing with you on the first one. I don't know enough about Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne to weigh in on the second.
Okay.
I do agree with the third for sure because I love the Foo Fighters.
They're the best.
In fact, like they're on my bucket list now of bands like I probably need to see before I die.
Fuck. I've seen them like 4 times. It's unbelievable.
I have not seen them live yet. I love Dave Grohl so much. He's a perfect human being.
Yeah.
There's no one more perfect than him. He's just perfect.
Yeah.
And I would agree. I would also say this is controversial. Ooh, why? Hole is a great band.
Hole. Who's Hole?
Courtney Love's band.
Oh, I don't know.
I enjoy Hole quite a bit. I know that she's a crazy bitch, but
Yeah.
but
funny.
Nickelback, it's interesting that you say that because I don't think they're as bad as people make
They're
them out to be.
not.
I've seen them once or twice at festivals with other bands.
Of course.
But there was a time, and I forget when it was, but I was in college when kind of the earlier days of Nickelback, where they were legitimately a popular band that people liked. And I don't remember when the shift happened that made everyone start hating Nickelback.
It was like 2005.
Okay, that makes kind of sense.
I feel like it was.
Yeah.
It could have been earlier.
Yeah. Like maybe when they came out with like Photograph. Maybe I think when they started getting more
Photograph.
poppy. Like that first album with like How You Remind Me and stuff. That did well.
I don't know why. I just don't understand why people bash them so much. They're probably the highest grossing Canadian band ever.
And they're still going and they're still playing shows. And
they're not artist wise, but they are band wise.
Yeah.
They're incredible.
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah.
They sound like losers on the occasion. Oh well.
Yeah. He's kind of douchey.
Of course. But don't tell me the
There's a
tragically
lot of
hip are
douches.
douchey as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can't remember. I had another weirdly strong opinion. Couldn't remember what it was.
Well, it's interesting.
But we fight about it all the time.
It's interesting that you said that you think that they're better than the Hip, because that's a band that.
Okay, well, I'll correct myself. I think they're as good as the Hip, and I know that they sell more than the Hip do. And
Yes, that's true.
And I am the biggest Rush fan, and when I hear people say that the Tragically Hip is better than Rush, I don't even fucking understand. I don't even get it. It doesn't make sense. It's dumb. So
Yeah.
that's why we butt heads, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you a bell ring on that. I respect your opinion. The Hip, I have a soft spot in my heart.
Everybody
for that.
does in Canada.
But see, here's the thing with opinions. I have that opinion because I don't think I'm qualified to even say that because I never really gave Rush a chance.
That's crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
I just feel like with music, it's like you can't really, unless you've truly given, like if you've truly listened
Right.
to albums or seen a live show or
Right.
like you're going off of
Yeah.
singles and like what the media portrays them as
Right,
and all
right.
this. And
Yeah.
so like with music, I'm always just kind of like, a fan of music should respect other people's opinions about music.
Right.
To just be like, I agree to disagree.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I remember, me and Scott, I think we spent 3 hours driving one time.
So funny.
Arguing about Greta Van Fleet. And have you heard Greta Van Fleet?
No, who's that?
They're like a ripoff of Zeppelin. But anyways, they're good, but they just sound like you're like, oh, Zeppelin came out with a new song. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Right.
They sound
So-
a lot like them.
Oh, it's almost exact. So,
Oh, wow.
you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I digress.
I mean, it's music is, I would say like music was like my first love. Like I just love it so much. But that's why people get passionate about it.
Oh, yeah, I
because
lose it.
it's an emotional thing. Like when you really love a band
Yeah.
and like that band's music has really affected you as a person, it's hard not to get worked
It's
up.
true. It's true. And you know what? Honestly, you have to see now, like we're still on the topic, because I feel like we haven't even
I
jumped
know.
into your podcast.
No,
but I'm loving
this is great.
fun.
I love this. This is what it is.
Fucking Foo Fighters. I saw them at a stadium. I saw them at like an outdoor thing. I saw them at a smaller, like half open ordeal.
Yeah, yeah.
And he broke his leg.
The
The broken leg tour. Oh my god.
What a champion!
You know, I gotta show you this.
Yeah, show me.
Because but it's probably gonna take me forever to find it. But I was so goddamn close on both of them.
Yeah.
They're so good.
They're so good.
They're so good.
I would probably cry if as soon as I heard.
So this is one time I saw them. I was on the floor.
Oh shit!
It was packed. And actually, what's his name? The beach is open for them. Fuck, check that out.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I think I have
That's amazing.
crazy. Like,
Oh, see, I have chills.
Same.
That's not even just from the window being open.
Dude, they played for 2.5 hours.
Shit, that's
Yeah.
unheard of these days.
And I have to show you the other one because I was so goddamn close. And it was the broken leg tour, so he had his leg up in the throne thing. Sorry. It was unbelievable.
He's literally a perfect human.
Well, that was Metallica, sorry.
Metallica, very nice.
Right? I know, right? I get chirped all the time.
Oh, fuck people.
Right?
Just like what you like and let people like what they like.
Sorry, this is probably taking too long.
Oh, don't even worry about it.
Oh, so
with the
check this
magic
out.
of editing, it'll look
I
like
made
you just...
beef Wellington.
Oh,
okay?
shit!
Then I put an egg on it and made a hollandaise
Holy
fucking...
shit!
A fucking Wellington
You
Benedict.
gotta get a YouTube cooking show on the go here.
I fucking should.
Yeah, you really
Well, here's
should.
the thing.
Comedy and cooking.
I love cooking. I'm just not, there's a lot of comedians that are amazing.
Yeah.
This is taking too long. I know it is.
Don't even worry.
That's my uncle. But this is the same show.
Oh, wow.
But it's not. Fuck. Come on, Mark. This is bullshit.
It's always, with Instagram, it's hard too, because it's not like you can I wish there was a function that you could search by keyword or something.
Yes.
Just to find
know-
pictures.
I just know it's not in my fucking phone anymore. Like, I wiped it.
Oh,
Tell me
that
to stop
sucks.
at any time.
Oh, don't even worry. I'm in
will.
no rush. I live here. I'm not going anywhere.
Where the Oh, here we go.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow.
Right, let's check this out.
Oh my God.
Like, he goes so hard.
Oh my shit.
And honestly,
I'm so fucking jealous. I don't want to die without seeing them. I'm really
you have to.
I'm really scared I'm going to die before I see them.
Oh, I don't think so. They perform there all the time.
Yeah. It's just, here's the thing. Bands don't come to Halifax. We have shit. For every now and then a band will come to Moncton.
I wonder why that
Magnetic Hill. It's a big concert venue.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, and it's sucky because we have a decent sized auditorium,
Right,
like
yeah.
the Scotiabank.
Yeah,
but
huge.
we don't get good people. Like the Offspring and Sum 41 are coming.
Oh, fuck. But, Offspring is amazing.
I love the Offspring. I know that they're not what they used to be. I know that. But I have seen them live once and it was really, really fun.
I saw them
So I might go again.
Yeah, I saw them at Heavy MTL, Heavy Montreal. And Metallica was closing it out, but they were one of the opening bands,
Yeah.
Monster Truck, a bunch of random bands. Fuck, they were so good. I was like, I forgot.
He sings well still.
so well.
Yeah.
And they played the whole Smash album. Is it Smash,
Ooh,
right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The whole album.
Ooh.
And I was like, that's about an hour.
Wow. Yeah, that's the thing. These people who I think people are criticizing Lana Del Rey because her concert right now is a solid hour and that's it. And people are like,
Really?
what the fuck? It should be at least an hour and a half, like a movie, right? It should be movie standard.
And
At
even
least
then-
an hour and a half.
It's because it's an event, right? So even if I'm a comedian, I'm going to go and do an hour special. I'll have some openers, a host maybe. It's it's going to
you
be
do
a
an
90.
hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Musicians are different, right? How many songs do you have? You don't have enough songs to make an
Yeah,
album?
I know, right? Well, that's the thing.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but a 2-hour show, that's pretty amazing. 2.5, I can't. That's insane.
Yeah.
God bless the Foo Fighters.
Every time too. They they play everything. And they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I've seen them in so many settings. I'm like, they're so good.
Yeah, I would probably, I won't lie, cry during Everlong. Hearing Everlong live.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the crowd sings the fuck out of that song.
Yeah. And he'll always play some songs acoustically. Hero, he'll play acoustically.
Oh, love that.
Oh, dude, he's so good.
Okay, so you've been to a lot of concerts. Do any stick out to you in terms of a one that was kind of more emotional or more like special to you? Like you've been to so many though. You probably can't pick one, eh?
Be more specific with like special, like or emotional, like
did you have you ever cried at a concert?
I cried at a concert, and believe it or not, I don't know. Have you ever heard of LP before?
No.
She is
LP?
LP, probably
Just the
the
initials?
Yeah, probably the greatest singer I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
I don't know how she's not like
More big?
beyond famous. And she came, and her fucking vocals, like it was so powerful and so much. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
And I like,
Out of body experience.
I couldn't handle it, and I just started crying for no reason. And my mom loves her, so I took my mom for
That's
Mother's Day.
special. Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
we were both just like, what? And we were bawling, and all these lesbians around us crying, trying to pick up my mom and groping my mom, and she was fucking weird, but whatever. Legit though, and it was
Hilarious.
like I must have cried like 3-4 times throughout the concert because she was so incredible. I'm telling you, if you get the chance, you have.
Interesting. LP. Okay.
When we're done this, I'll show you one of her clips on YouTube. She does like a, those like live studio where like they're filming the audience.
Yep.
And yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Buddy, she's
reminds me of Much Music Days.
Yes.
I miss the Much Music
just like
days.
that. Yeah.
Fuck. I was obsessed with Much Music as a kid.
Yeah, same.
I used to want to be a Much Music VJ.
Yeah.
That used to be like my dream job.
Well, so many people blew up from there. Like,
Yeah.
What's his name?
Rick Campanelli.
Rick. What's his name? The Greek guy, Stambolopoulos.
Yeah, George Strombolopoulos.
Didn't he?
Oh, blah. That's a hard word to say.
Strombolopoulos.
Strombolopoulos.
Didn't he start there?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, he did. I had such a crush on him, even as a young girl.
He was great, yeah.
I was just like, I want to, do things for you.
Right? You're like, I will get you coffee all summer.
I love a sociopathic brown eye on a guy. It's great.
It's hilarious.
The darker the eyes, the better.
That's hilarious.
Can't see anything behind there.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Oh man, music is the fucking best. I almost wanted to start a new podcast. Because one of my favorite bands, and I'm nervous to say this. I hope we agree.
That's okay.
It doesn't have to be your favorite, but Third Eye Blind is my favorite band.
I don't know who that is.
Shut the fuck up.
Third Eye Blind?
Stop it!
What do they sing?
No!
I'm being serious. Let me put...
Semi-Charmed Life!
I don't know.
Is there like Semi-Charmed Life is like their like I want something else to get me through this.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah. There you go. There it is. Yeah. You saying I don't know who Third Eye Blind is. Like,
I'm sorry.
My heart kind of broke a bit.
That's crazy.
I won't lie. It was already broken, but it just kind of.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're like a 90s rock band.
Yeah. No,
But
they were in American Pie for sure.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah. Like Jumper's probably one of their. That's the. I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend. Yeah. Literally.
Yep.
Like you probably know more of their songs than you think. Yeah, How's It Gonna Be, which was from Can't Hardly Wait, the classic 90s movie.
That movie's hilarious.
Yeah, they're very 90s. Like 90s in a band. I don't even care about the copyright. I'm keeping all this in.
Yeah, no,
Less than 30 seconds, baby.
Yeah. Go through them all. No, that's right. I forgot about them.
Me and Andrew Vaughn have a shared appreciation for Third Eye Blind.
Nice.
So I thought I could do a podcast called Chorus to the Verse, which is, don't steal this fucking name. If anyone takes this fucking name for this podcast that I want to start, go fuck yourself. That's a reference to a Third Eye Blind song. Yeah. Fuck you. Where it's each guest tells me an album. So a band and an album, one of their specific albums that shaped their life in some way.
Okay.
Like their favorite album or like their most influential album. And if I haven't heard it yet, I have to listen to it. And then we get down, we like sit down and talk about it.
Okay.
Like track by track. Like,
I can do that.
Yeah. Right? I think it'd be like an interesting idea because really you just got to find anyone who loves any band.
Anybody. Who loves anybody.
Yeah. And everyone loves music. If you don't love music,
you're an idiot.
Something's wrong. with you. You're a
Now,
bit
here's the thing.
soulless.
I do feel like the younger generation, like I feel like I was on the tail end of people who listened to full albums. Like I got albums as gifts and things like that, and then went back in time and listened to albums. And even then, I listened to a few albums, like later on, like in high school and college and stuff, but never really like as they came out. Like you don't listen.
Right.
Like back in the day, you would buy an album, listen to it front to back. It would tell a story arc
Yep.
throughout.
Yep.
Then that's like kind of dissipated, I feel.
It has, and it's very unfortunate because
The Foo Fighters brought
Yeah.
that back actually with Sonic Highways. I don't know if you saw that documentary.
No, this is a documentary with the Foo Fighters.
Oh, there's like 3 of them.
Oh shit!
So anyways, there's
I
this
gotta watch that.
real quick because I feel like I keep going off
Yeah.
topic. But because I'm drinking.
Oh, that's what I should have just called this podcast Tangent Town because
Right. Tangent Town.
because that's what it is.
Yeah, welcome to Tangent Town. So it was. What was I saying again?
Oh, about how we don't listen to full albums anymore, and the Foo Fighters brought it back a bit.
Sonic Highways. So they have
Sonic
this
Highways,
that
okay.
their latest album, Sonic Highways. What they
Okay.
did was they recorded an album in different studios throughout the U.S.
Ooh,
And each song was kind of driven on the history of music in that area.
oh, cool.
Right? Yeah. So it's like the first song is like based out of Chicago. They talk about the jazz uprising, all this kind of stuff.
Right. Oh,
Right. And
interesting.
then they do a documentary about making the album. Yeah. So it's really cool. They kind
I
of go
love
back.
that.
Right.
Any type of behind the scenes with
Oh, yeah. The
how
making
albums
of-
or like songwrite, like how
Oh, yeah.
songs come to be, I'm fucking obsessed with. 'Cause
Yeah.
I find that so fascinating. Just to have the talent to like write a fucking song,
Yeah.
like that's insane.
Especially one that will fucking last
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm the same though. I am nowadays I don't so much listen to full albums anymore. I want to make a point to do it more. Like there's certain people, like obviously Taylor Swift, I listen to all her albums.
Right.
Lana Del Rey, listen to all her albums.
Mm-hmm.
But like generally speaking, like if I just with Spotify has made it so that I listen to a lot of just like one-off songs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which has oddly enough expanded my taste in music a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But also has made it more narrow in a way because I'm not
Yes.
actually consuming that artist's full body of work.
I agree.
Yeah. And I feel that way with TV shows too. Like it's
Hmm.
hard for me to commit to a full TV show.
I'm different.
Lately.
With TV shows, I'll commit to the whole thing.
Yeah?
Well, a season.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like you got to give it
If
a
it hooks
season.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even then, I feel like you should give it the whole first season. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? There's some
that's
I
true.
can't even get through, but
Right.
so I'll drop off. But
What are your favorite TV shows? Name me just a couple.
like comedies or no?
Or like just like your anything.
Anything?
Yeah.
Seinfeld, Lost. Is that Hurley?
You know what?
Oh, that's awesome.
The reason I gasped is not a lot of people like Lost.
Buddy, Lost
and Lost is one
was-
of my favorite shows.
That is probably the best first seasons or even
Yes!
or like
the first 2 seasons of Lost were like amazing.
oh yeah, even the
Yeah.
pilot episode was mind-blowing.
The pilot episode of Lost was at the time the most expensive pilot that was ever shot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's still to this day, like I'll still go back and watch like the first 2 episodes, like
Yeah.
because it's a 2-parter episode.
Mhm.
Yeah, Lost is one of my favorite
Yeah.
fucking shows, if not my favorite. Like,
Yeah, it's probably my favorite like dramatic show, I guess I'd
Yeah.
call it.
oh, I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, Lost is
I'm
fucked.
so happy. Yeah, that's
Ozark I was into.
I haven't seen it yet. I should check
That
out.
hooked me bad.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, I couldn't get into it, and then I finally did, and I was like, okay. And
Yeah.
I was just sticking it out.
Yeah.
Seinfeld, like I loved Family Guy forever.
Family Guy is like I was done with this last night. I'm like, I hate cartoon shows. Like, there's just I'm just
I
not.
get it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't hook you in as much.
It doesn't hook
feel.
me in. But Family Guy specifically is my humor to a T.
Yeah.
So I like a lot of people love The Simpsons, and I appreciate The Simpsons for sure. But I'm more of a Family Guy person. If I had to pick one.
Have you seen any of the new Family Guy?
No. See, that's the thing. I kind
my
of stopped
God.
watching.
I'm telling
But
you,
is it still good?
the latest season, like Peter becomes a trans.
What?
Trump is in it. Trudeau is in it. I'm telling.
Oh,
It's
I gotta watch.
crazy hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's too funny.
Yeah, I love Family
Fuck, I'm
Guy.
trying to think. I had a few more shows that I used to watch.
in the spectrum of Lost, have you gone down the rabbit hole with other Damon Lindelof shows?
I don't know what else he's done.
So if I could give you this to take away
sure.
from this TV segment of the episode.
Okay.
The show The Leftovers is an HBO show. There's 3 seasons. It's done. So it's only 3 seasons. It's a Damon Lindelof show. And if you liked Lost, I highly recommend checking it out.
Really?
Yeah.
I will.
Very different. It's really, critics loved it, but it wasn't a show that people really grabbed on. Like, it didn't get popular.
Right,
in the mainstream so much.
I didn't like any of the mainstream shows anyways. Like, I didn't like, what was that show that went really mainstream? That zombie show.
Oh, Walking Dead?
Walking Dead. I couldn't get into Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
See, Game of Thrones I loved.
I mean,
Walking Dead I loved for a bit, and then I really hardcore fell off and just stopped watching
I watched the first season. I was like, this is just a zombie movie that's way too long. Like
it's
like
a lot of literally them walking and being mournful about like.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I get it. There's some cool things every other episode that happen, but I'm like, for the most part, it's like
someone almost gets eaten. And
Zombieland, I Am Legend, like it's the same fucking thing. So, and what was the other one you mentioned? Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was just like, fucking Lord of the Rings is just so much better, and people make fun of me, but you know, it started around like when that all shit was kind of.
I get it though, because it's Game of Thrones is a big show. There's a lot to take in.
The first episode, like he fucks his mom, he fucks his sister, and then kills like a little boy. I was like, I am fucking out. I'm like, I am so uncomfortable right now. You know what I mean?
Pretty fucked up.
Right. And people are like, it gets way better. There's more of that, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it's not for everybody. I loved it and so much like the last season, but no one did. So
yeah, fuck. I'm trying to remember like the last show I really, aside from Ozark, like that I really dove in and was like, I'm more of a movie guy, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I saw that you, I love how we're just on music and TV, but I love this so much because I geek out over it. You're in Halifax, so you came here and you've been here for how long? About a week?
A week, yeah.
Or so? And you've been doing shows all around, but you got to see the Joker.
I did.
So
yesterday.
What were your thoughts on the Joker? And before I even say it, I love that this movie makes people go, how did you feel about the Joker?
I know, right? I know.
Like I have so many friends who are like, you saw it? And then they look at you and they're like, how did you feel about it?
Well, and honestly,
this
because
movie is blown up.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Can we talk spoiler-wise?
Yeah.
I guess?
Okay, guys. Spoiler alert for the Joker.
Yeah. Fast forward.
I don't know how long we'll talk about it, but I'll put timestamps in the description.
Sweet. I loved it. His performance, the cinematography, like the way they shot it, the music, everything like enhanced his performance in my opinion. So I was like, fuck, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, if he doesn't win an Oscar for it, I'll be shocked.
Right.
But there was just some little holes in there that I was like, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Like when he was hallucinating the girl.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, what's real now? Like
I know.
Like when he was in the audience of the late night show, was that real?
Yeah.
I felt like that wasn't real.
My thought is that it wasn't, but I do see what you mean plot wise. It was a bit weak, but the acting, amazing.
Yeah. But I know, but plot is
pretty big.
Plot is like the biggest thing. I don't know why like it's like all the new Star Wars. It's like they almost just forget
that's
about
something
the plot.
You have to do.
It's like, what's at the political agendas? But anyways, I thought all that stuff was great. And I didn't understand, like, because then I was like, oh, fuck, I got to come back and watch this. Because there were some things where I was like, is he dreaming this? Or hallucinating? And then they were like, he hallucinates shit or whatever.
Yeah.
Builds it up in his own head for security and whatnot.
Right.
And you're like, oh, so then was all that stuff with the girl not real?
And then you question everything about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because there were some parts where like, you remember when they showed her not there?
Yes.
And then there were some parts they didn't show. And I was like, okay, well, did the part when she came to his door and was like, were you following me? Like, was that not real?
Right.
Because they didn't show that being real or not real.
Right. Yeah. That's so true. Yeah.
Then I was like, I don't know about his mom. I'm like, is she actually insane or not?
I wanted them to dive into that more because it kind of was just like, it just came out like, like he's being abused. And then that was about it. Like they didn't show, like if they had shown flashbacks of like his childhood a little
Yeah.
more, I think I would have been more emotionally attached to that.
Yeah, and even like his mom is just like, was she crazy or not?
Or
it's like
literally, what was the truth?
Yeah. Did Thomas Wayne throw her in there and make up all the paperwork or not? Because it was still like, well, she is, but she isn't. Is he adopted? Like they could have faked all that.
I know.
You know, and I wasn't fully sure on it because it
Yeah.
would be fucking badass if the Joker and Batman are stepbrothers. That'd be fucking cool.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Right? You're like, that would be
Think of
sick.
that twist, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, tell me that's what's going on. And then at the end, I was hoping for him to be a little bit more of a genius almost.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like in all the comic books and what do you call it? Like the video games and the other movies. Like he's a little bit like a maniacal genius almost. Like he has these flashes of brilliance even though he's crazy.
Right.
In this, like, yeah, that whole late night show at the end, it was well thought out. You knew he knew what he was going to do. And like, even from the scene in the elevator and then he's dancing down the stairs, like that whole thing, he's like, he knows what he's doing. But when he has that moment to like speak about what's going on, he still sounds just like an idiot who's nuts.
Yeah.
And I was a little bit like blue balls-ish, if you will.
Yes. Yeah. I see
I
what
was
you
like,
mean.
well,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like he's a fucking...
Like rather than taking on that role and just fucking going.
Yeah, it's like okay, you're off the meds, you're clear-minded almost.
Yeah.
Everyone's supporting you, you know, everyone's dressing up like you know, you're accepted now. The stage is yours. I mean, and then someone was arguing with me today. They were like, yeah, but he did also say like, well, you get what you deserve, like that whole thing, and then shot him.
Right.
And they're like, that was that. Like, what else do you want? Like, he said the premise of the movie essentially and shot the guy who...
Shot his hero, pretty much.
Yeah, shot his hero who was like patronizing the shit out of him.
That was the most powerful scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think in the movie.
It was definitely the most Joker-esque situation, for sure.
Yeah, it was. My only other complaint is that there was a lot of slow motion dancing. A lot.
Yeah, and I was like,
if
I
you're
don't know.
into that, cool. But like, I'm just kind of like, let's get on with it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, why the fuck is he dancing?
Stop dancing. It reminded me of Scott Weiland from the Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah,
like very like.
I saw Stone Temple Pilots without him, and I was like, bad idea. Yeah, it sucked.
I saw them with him.
Did you? Amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
yeah. It was actually really, really, really good. I love Stone Temple Pilots. R.I.P.
Yeah, serious.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting, like there was so much hype around this movie.
Yeah.
Is the thing too. Like, and I don't know. It is what it is. It's a dark movie.
It was fucking sad, bro.
Yeah, pretty sad. Pretty sad.
Like the whole first 45 minutes, I'm like, this guy can't get
Catch
a break at all.
Yeah.
Like at all. And I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does make you, sympathize or empathize, I guess, with people who are in those situations.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, you're like, oh, I get it.
It makes you realize that there are shitty people in the world, but there's reasons why they are that way.
Yeah, of course. And I felt like there was a moment where Thomas Wayne says that all people who wear masks are cowards. And I was like, well, that's cool because his son's going to be Batman. That's funny. Right? And then, right? And then I was like, Batman and Joker are the exact same person. Like they're fighting for the same thing, except going about it different ways. And I was like, it's a very Malcolm X, Martin Luther King thing. And I was like, which makes me appreciate the Dark Knight a lot more because they have that interaction of like, we're the same. I don't know why you always want to get me. Like, we're trying to achieve the same goal. I'm just killing people and you're just saving people. These people should be killed anyways. Your dad was a snobby cunt or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
interesting.
Yeah, so that's kind of my take on it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling okay.
I mean, it's a movie, guys. Like, have we not seen Girl with a Dragon Tattoo? Like, that was a little more fucked up, you know?
Yeah.
And that won awards.
Yeah, I think that my, like, crazy white girl version of the Joker is like Girl Interrupted. Like, that's
I never saw that.
It's a really dark movie that like I love.
I felt like Monster was dark too. And
I haven't seen that, but I love Charlize Theron so much. She's like
amazing.
She's my favorite.
Yeah.
I fucking love her.
Even Mystic River, like these are all very dark movies.
Damn.
It's like they're dark movies.
Okay, I have a question for you. Just on the subject. You're a comedian.
Yes.
And what movie, like, when you look at what you consume in terms of movies and TV, what do you tend to gravitate towards? Because you got to be funny for your job. and you are a funny person.
Thank you.
Do you like to dive into like dramatic, dark films because it kind of is like a little bit of a break?
I don't know.
Or do you still love watching comedy?
Well, I love watching comedy because like comedy. Sometimes I'll watch a special twice because sometimes you watch it once to laugh your ass off and escape, and then the other times you watch it to study it, kind of thing.
Interesting, yeah.
Right? But for the most part, you watch anything just to like consume the fucking story and get taken on a loop, right? It's like reading a book. Yeah. So, Prison Break.
Oh, there it is.
That's the one I was thinking of. Prison Break.
I love that.
That show was incredible. Anyways,
damn.
You saw Prison Break?
I have not.
Oh, so
I think
good.
maybe a couple episodes, like one.
Another amazing first season.
Okay.
But anyways,
Break.
let's fast forward.
I'll put that in. Take that chunk and put it back to when we were talking.
Yeah. Prison Break. Bing. Fuck. You know. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I try to consume
whatever you want.
Shit that.
Yeah.
It depends. I don't know. Whatever's going to make me forget about the day kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you spend so much time fucking going, oh, what's going to make people laugh? And you're observing daily life all the time and little nuances and such minute details. Like even when you joke, right? Like it's fucking syllables and like where a word goes and inflections in the voice and stupid things that, not stupid, but like things that you just are like, okay, I need to like do a puzzle or like
something mindless, something a little less like strategic.
Yeah, or just take me somewhere where I'm not even close to being like, make me laugh already, do the work for me.
Right.
Or take me on something super crazy and dramatic to switch my point of view.
Because so many people I think that like jokes just come not naturally. And I don't know if everyone realizes that like most of your job is writing.
Yeah.
Like the stage time is, anywhere. Can be any amount of time, but it's a small percentage of what comedians do. So much of what you do is literally looking at daily situations even if you're in the fucking, and this is what boggles my mind about comedians. Like even if you are, I don't know if you're someone who has ever been depressed, but like if you are depressed and like really not doing well, like you still need to kind of find some things to be funny.
Of course.
And like that's tough. That takes a skill.
I think so.
Yeah, it does.
Some
100%.
people, my dad doesn't.
Oh,
Like,
Dad,
fuck you,
give
Dad.
him more credit. He's doing his best and he's doing quite well.
Right, fuck. But yeah, I agree with you. Like you have to find an outlet.
An outlet, yeah. That's
or something to, like drugs, alcohol, movies. It's all the same.
It's whatever
it's
your
escape.
vice is.
Yeah,
like,
it's a vice. Food, fuck. So yeah, it's just, I'll always notice too when I go to the movie theater, like I love going to the movies way more than anything else because like you're actually, like you're not on your phone, you're not on you're not talking to the person next to you. You're just consuming it in one shot right away, right?
I totally agree. Like it's a bell ring because I pay attention better in the theater.
Of course.
If I put on a movie here, I'm distracted. Like I'm like, okay, there's stuff I want to do on the computer, and oh, there's my cute cat. I gotta play with her, and like I get so distracted. And there's snacks in the kitchen. I gotta go. And I end up literally missing things. Yeah. And that's what sucks. And that's why I like the theater, because like you're in a dark room. Like,
you're fully invested.
If you go on your phone, you're an asshole. So like you are in it. Like whether you're enjoying what you're watching or not, like you are gonna see it through to the end. You're hopefully not gonna miss anything. Hopefully not fall asleep. I haven't fallen asleep.
And honestly, no, me either. And you're fully invested. Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
And I'll notice every time I go into a movie, if I'm pissed off, like if I'm fighting with whoever, I'll go into a movie, I'll come back like totally different mood. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a drug with no crash. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
It's like music. Like sometimes you ever get mad and you just go for a drive and you just fucking crank it or like blast the headphones or whatever, right? Like sometimes that's what gets you
through it
or out of it or into a better
mood.
Yeah.
It's like mood enhancing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. We're such pop culture geeks, you and I.
Are we?
I think so,
we
a little bit. This is like self-soothing with pulp culture is what we're talking about here. Like TV, movies, music.
It's true.
The trifecta.
It's true.
Comedy, I guess, would be in there too.
Yeah, well, comedy's in all of them.
Yeah, but that's your job. So it
Yeah.
you do it for a job. So, do you ever feel like you're working? This is what I wonder. Like, because I know comedians love comedy, obviously, and they love doing what they do. But how often do you get that feeling? Like you would if you had an office job where you're like, ugh.
Oh, fuck. It's no
I
comparison.
don't want to do it. Like you're like rarely.
Well, like, fuck. I've done like every job you can fucking think of.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right? Like so many.
Yeah. So, but you're doing comedy full time now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so when you, I'm trying to not sound like a loser when I say this.
Don't even worry. We're all
I know.
losers.
You're like, we're all losers.
You
in the
guys
eyes
are
of God.
losers listening to that. No, I'm just joking.
It's true.
You're not.
You're
Please-
not. We're great.
Please stay. Don't leave.
Yeah. So, yeah, when you have like a day job,
Yeah.
by noon, you're like, fuck. I just like, you're thinking about later. It becomes robotics,
Yeah.
right? And yes, there is a part on stage that sometimes becomes robotics when you're doing the same bits for a long time, whatever. But the part of comedy that's work is the cold calling, the emailing, the booking yourself, the business side of it, which you just fucking hate because you're not trained to do it. Now, I've been training myself to do that and blah, blah, blah over the course of whatever years. So I'm doing that, and it's still, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate taxes. I hate all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? But like writing jokes and performing jokes, you do it for so long not getting paid that when you do get paid and you go to a gig and they hand you an envelope when you're done, you're like, oh fuck.
Holy shit.
You're like, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
I have money now, right?
And it's showing that like you really put the work in and
Yeah.
you've gotten to a point where people are paying you.
Yeah, and you're
that
like,
must feel so fucking good.
yeah, and then like you sell shit after, and like they just want to support you anyway. So they're like, fuck it, I'll just give you $100 or $20. Or, it's like a tip almost, right? They're like, thank you so much. You know, we do this shit job every day. We came to see you. We totally forgot about it. Just what we needed.
Right.
Right? Like they just love you. They'll give you anything after that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. But that's usually what I hear from people when I ask them that. The business side.
It's the worst.
And like the logistics, like that is where it gets hard, stressful. And that's where you really have to muster the self-motivation to do it. Because if you want to do comedy full time, like you can't just sit around waiting for gigs. Like you gotta go find those gigs.
Yeah.
And like, what would you recommend? Like, so what's your background? Like, did you say that you had a business at one point?
I do still have a business.
Oh, what's the business?
It's Funny Man Inc.
Ooh.
Right. I know, right?
Plug.
Plug. Well, honestly, it's just we produce shows like all over the country, right? Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so we dig up gigs, corporate gigs, you name it, fundraising gigs. Everything. We just,
and do you have like a roster of people who are like?
Yeah, I mean, I just use comics,
people that you know,
near wherever, like people that I like. Like for example, over here, you know, I'll use Travis Lindsay, Andrew Vaughn, Catherine Robinson, like Daniel Hendricken. You know, like all the ones that I've met, I like working with. I know that are gonna do good for the job and stuff. Yeah. Same wherever we are, Edmonton, Calgary, fucking Toronto. You know,
you guys must have just a rotating list of. I just can't imagine being a touring comedian, going to all these cities, and you create little networks in all these cities. Yeah. And then like, you just, the memory involved, like name memory, like remembering names and faces and the who's who, what, and like it's just, it's gonna be a lot. Yeah. But I guess if you're doing it for so long,
it's true.
You really get
and
used
like
to
you got to go back to each one. Like there's so many times I'll go back to Edmonton, for example, just because that's the place I've been to the most, and I'll see people like, fuck, I met you.
Yeah.
What's your name again? And
like you know them. Yeah.
Yes, and then we go through the whole thing. But yeah, man, like we try our best to produce, like we just get the work. You know what I mean? It's a comedy company to produce comedy by comedians. You know what I mean? Cut out the middleman, no yucks bullshit, none of that, right?
Like you're doing double duty.
Yeah. So that's what we try and do, and we book people that we like and know are good that need the work, because there's so many comics and there's so much work out there, but there's so many people that don't want to look and go and get the work.
Right.
So that's kind of, I started doing it like as soon as I went on stage for the first time, like a year later, opened up the company, I just started producing shows everywhere, because I looked at the scene, I was like, I'm not going to make it or make any money at this without producing things myself. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, and developing my own audience. And realistically, like, honestly, from what I know now anyways about comedy, at the time I didn't know this, but like comedy is just building your own audience for yourself, right? Yes. You're building your own personal audience. So it's like, if I don't book a place and invite you to come to see what I'm doing and to see how funny I am or whatever, then you're going to be like, why should I support you anyways?
Exactly.
Right? So like, that's just what I do. Now it's turned into...
It's easy to see who cares and who doesn't.
Yeah.
Like,
So
who
now-
truly cares?
Yeah.
About like actually, because that's the other thing too, like something like talk about a lot on here is like the idea of success or comedy goals
Yeah.
as a comedian, because everyone kind of has a different idea of what is success. I think for the most part, from the people I've talked to, you just want to be able to do this and make a consistent living on it.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think that that's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
But like, and
really
only
hard.
consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to be inconsistent, I feel, because the gigs are always going to be either coming or not coming. You know what I mean?
Or
It's like-
canceled, or
yeah,
like
right.
you're
Like,
going to
there's
confirm things
so
that are canceled.
many variables. And like your life is consistent, like monthly bills, like they're just coming every time, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, so comedy, unless you have like a lot of guys have the writing stuff on the side and whatnot. Like I have a lot of writing stuff, but I do it for myself so that when I can get to a certain point, I can produce my own stuff.
Right.
I don't fall into this hour has 22 minutes. Like I don't like that stuff. I don't enjoy that comedy. No
Right.
offense to them.
No offense to them,
You know
but
what
it's
I mean?
just not your thing. Yeah.
It's just not my thing,
Yeah.
so I don't put myself forward for it. I can write sketch stuff, I just don't. I'm like, well,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
not that stuff anyways. Like I loved Mad TV. I grew up on that.
Right.
They were always pushing the envelope, crossing the line, being edgy while being hilarious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. And it's
Yeah.
just like when you're talking about fucking Trudeau like every week, it's like, what are we doing? Like,
And I think what's great about this day and age too, like, I mean, I kind of fucking hate social media a lot of the time, but with social media and the internet and things like podcasting and YouTube, like you can do these fun little things on the side that are only going to help you get that audience.
Yeah.
Hopefully. And
It's true, and
you're
that's why I'm
exposing
mad.
yourself, like, and putting it out there on your terms. And those are people who are going to come to the shows at the end of the day, you know?
yeah. And honestly, that's what YouTube did. It just cut out the middleman entirely. It's like you're your own everything.
You're everything. You're your own boss.
Yeah, you're your own boss, you're your own editor, your own everything. But at the same time, then you got to take the time to learn all that, right?
Which is a lot.
Yeah, like I don't know how to edit, and I'm just losing my mind. It's just
Yeah.
like now I got to find guys to shoot and edit, and then you have butt heads because you're like, this is my vision, and then they're like, well, I shoot a certain way, so this is my vision for your thing, and I'm like, well, fuck. You know, you kind of butt heads, or it just takes the process longer. Whereas you're like, fuck, if I could shoot it and do everything myself because I knew how to do all of it, I would.
Yeah.
It's like the Matrix where you upload how to do everything on your own brain and then you're like, I got it from here, right? But
I feel the same way. Like I'm such a control freak.
Same.
Like
It's
I
bad.
often say with the show, I'm like, I'd love to have help, and I'd love to have like and then I just think to myself like, oh no, I'll probably just end up like wanting to do it all myself because I've already been doing it myself for so long that like just getting someone else to do it is like, that's a lot of, you have to put a lot of trust in someone first of all.
And honestly, that's
And,
the
like,
one thing I've tried my best in the past like 3-4 years is just to trust other people.
Trust
and be
us.
like, you do this professionally, this is your thing, great, do it.
Yeah.
We're working together for some reason. Let's just meld it together and put it out there. Who cares? Just put it out there.
Exactly.
But I don't put it out enough. Like even my videos, what I got like 10 online max. It's just like I don't have.
But you still did 10. Here's the thing. I'm gonna get cheesy. You
Right?
did something.
It's true. Yeah.
Like that is more than a lot of people.
It's true. Yeah.
And you're doing what you can with
Yeah.
you obviously have a busy schedule and it's not always easy to shoot a fucking video.
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is like taking an idea and actually like doing it. Like that's more than most people. So many people have ideas that go nowhere and they just stay in your head.
What's that famous quote? The richest place in the world is a graveyard because 90% of people die with their ideas or something like that.
Oh, that's sad.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Somebody
That's
said
sad,
that.
though.
Well, yeah, it's like so many people die with their ideas that it's like the graveyard is just like a plethora of ideas.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I have to piss.
Go piss.
I love Andrew.
Oh,
we spent
shout
a
out.
week together in absolute.
Oh,
Ottawa
did ya?
together. Yeah, it was hilarious.
He's great. Shout out to the big cat, Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew motherfucking Vaughn.
Oh, I should put in an air horn. Oh, I love Hurley. So back into the comedy speak. When did you get into it and why? That's a good question. How old are you right now?
How old do you think I am?
Oh God, we're doing this now?
I did. You made me do it for
You're-
you, so fuck that.
I mean, I would put you around my same age.
What did I say? 32?
32, yeah.
No.
Older or younger?
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm so bad at this.
Sorry, bro.
Well, you said, okay, I'm going back on past info. You said that you've been doing this for quite a while. I think you said around 8 years.
He says he's leaving now. Take about 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. We'll wrap it up.
That's a long time. 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay.
10 o'clock.
We can talk for another 15. You know, that actually would be perfect. What was I fucking getting at?
I said something
you
that...
said, have you been doing it 8 years? Is that what you said? Or longer?
It's such a weird, like... I'll just... Because we're short on time. I started when I was 19. Did my first set at 19 years old. So I went to the Humber Comedy Program. You know about it?
Yes, Tyler Morrison did it. Travis Lindsay did it.
Oh, I didn't know Travis did it. Oh, that's awesome. So here's the thing. I did it, and I never did comedy before. And the first 2 years, I don't know if I count those in my how long I've been doing stand-up. Because you're in school, so you only do stand-up when they tell you to.
Okay.
Right? And I wasn't in the scene or anything like that. So it's like, if you count those 2 years, 19, I turned 29 like 2 weeks ago.
29, okay.
Right? So
sort of close.
10 years, you know what I mean? Or I don't count those 2 years and it's been 8. So I always say about 8, 9 years. Like I always,
that makes sense.
Right? Because I wasn't doing it. Like
Right.
I was in school doing what school told me to do. And then when after I did my first set on stage, I was like, I found it. Like it's done. You know what I mean? So, and I always, like, as I was growing up and going through college, like, here's the thing. So I left high school and I did a joint college university program where, like, you do 2 years of college, get your transfer, you go to university, do an extra 3 years, finish with a 5-year thing.
Right.
It's some bullshit Ontario thing, apparently, but
Interesting.
did that. And, wasn't digging the first 2 years of college, dropped out, and I was like, I'm going to go to Second City because I was like, I was always just like writing like funny ideas and stuff. And I went to go see a Second City show. Marty Adams was one of the main guys. I'm not sure if people heard of him. Shout out, whatever.
Shout out, Marty Adams.
Yeah. And he was great. And I was like, I want to do this. Saw how, who was the person I just said? Austin Powers. What's his name again? Mike Myers. Jesus.
My mind blanked too. Garbage minds here.
Yeah, how Mike Myers did it. And I was like, I got to go to Second City. So I was like Googling that. And then a lot of the teachers left and were teaching at Humber. And literally, I dropped out. My dad's like, either you're in school or you're not in the house kind of deal. Right. Now, I do know that I could have fucking been like, fuck off and stayed in the house. It would have been fine. But that same day, my buddy came home. We hung out and he was like, hey, man, I took a picture on the subway. There's this new Humber comedy program for thing. He's like, you should audition, see what happens. I auditioned. I got in. And then our first time on stage was like late October. So like about 6 weeks in, I fucking destroyed. And I was just like I blacked out the whole thing and then got off stage and I was like, I finally found what I got to do. You know what I mean? So it was like I found it kind of moment.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I always wanted to do when I was growing up. Like I was like, I hope I find something that I want to do where it kind of calls to me and clicks and you're like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Everything starts to make sense in a weird way. And it's weird because Tyler Morrison did that too. And he raves about that that program. And it's interesting to me the idea of like tackling comedy that way. Like in a way that's like, because even myself, like thinking about doing it, like I've been watching mics for like over a year. Yeah. And I've considered that kind of like night classes. Like I'm right. You know, and like talking to people about it and like learning. I'm not in school. I'm not paying for school or anything like that. But like I'm learning about it before doing it. Whereas a lot of people with stand up, they're just like, oh, I liked comedy, so I just got up and tried it. Right. And it's interesting the difference that I hear between people like you and Travis and Tyler being like, my first show was amazing and I knew I went to, and then other people being like, my first show sucked, but I still wanted to try and I still wanted to get good. But it's interesting. Yeah. Like, well, my first, that helps.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I recommend it to anybody because in the first year they make you try everything. Like radio, sketch, TV, acting, like improv.
Wow. The whole gamut.
All of it. Right. Yeah. And I went in there assuming that I would be doing sketch because I loved sketch so much and I loved watching sketch and Second City and all that. And I was like writing sketches and funny scenes. And then they made us do stand up. And I was like, I would have never fucking done stand up.
Really?
Unless we had no choice.
Really?
Yeah. So when I did it, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible. Right. Yeah. And like, even to get into audition, you had to do stand up. And like, I did terrible in front of them.
Right.
It's literally 3 guys. I think
like
it was
American Idol.
Yeah, it's American Idol. Just them in a room. And it was terrible. And I actually remember the joke that I did, and it sucked. It was about like, have you ever gone to the movies where they keep the lights on during the movie? And it's terrible because you can, it's like, no one wants to like, whatever. It's shit. So anyways, you know, and then on stage, when I did my first set, I was like, this is unbelievable. Even though my second and third set were like the worst sets I've ever done in my life.
Right.
That first set, I was just like, I'll never forget walking off being like, I found it. I'm locked in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Graduated, opened the business. Got got the scholarship program to go back to Humber for like script writing and TV writing. Did that.
Damn.
Yeah, did that. And I was
fucking yes. That's
right.
amazing.
And here we are, man. Fucking.
And but you said that you've worked a bunch of different jobs and stuff.
Yes.
Was that kind of like during college or
both? Even like for the past so many years, like I love cooking.
As you're getting the business off the ground.
Yeah. And even then it was like just producing shows at local theaters and stuff.
Right.
And doing fundraisers and things like that. Like, so what I did was, I was doing a lot of construction work. Both my uncles, I'm Italian. They both do like construction, landscaping.
Right.
So I would just be their like bitch worker, if you will. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
When they needed it during the summers, make some cash, whatever. But the only job that I could keep consistently was kitchen work. So like daytime kitchen work. My mom was a chef. I'm Italian, so my nonna should be a chef.
Hell yeah.
Right. So like cooking comes pretty easily to me and I really enjoy it. So I would, you know, open a breakfast. No, I didn't open a restaurant, but like I would go in to open the restaurant,
right.
Work the lunch shift. You're done by 3. You know what I mean? Then you have the night, right? Whereas construction, fuck, you work 6 to 6. It's manual labor.
Well,
your brain is mush.
That's the thing with comedy. You really have to find a job that accommodates that lifestyle because, and I mean, like you're obviously around the Toronto area, and you know that like there's multiple mics there that you could do a night, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, I mean, here there's at the most 2 maybe like that you could do.
Yeah,
but still, like if you want to get good, you need to be doing these mics consistently in the night.
Yeah.
And when you work a long ass day and you're exhausted, you might not want to do that. So
yeah, I don't know. I never. I hated that. Like you couldn't stay up till 2 a.m. at the mics and then go to work at 6 a.m. and like lift bricks and then
that would be brutal.
Yeah. So like after a week or 2 of that, you're like, my mind and body are mush.
Yeah.
Your quality goes down. And he was the same for cooking. That's why I kind of fell out of love with cooking a little bit. I love doing it recreationally, like by myself at home, whatever. Because you're cooking for family and friends, whatever, right? But for chefs, it gets to a point where it needs to be so fast that the quality goes down. And there's only so many chefs out there. I'm fucking saying this like I know what I'm talking about. But the really good chefs, their quality doesn't go down with speed. Do you know what I mean?
Very true.
So mine does.
It matches,
and like people would be like, you're too slow on the line. And I'm like, but my quality's better than all of yours because you're speeding up. I'm staying the same. I don't care if the food takes an extra 10 minutes because when they get it, it's going to be good and they're going to like it. Mm-hmm. Rather than you whip the shit up and they hate it, right?
Absolutely. So, I've been to an Italian restaurant here in Halifax actually that we went, every time I've gone, it's been very slow. Like taking forever to get my food. Best food I've ever had.
Really? Where?
It's called Almano.
Okay.
Or Amano. AMNO, I think is what it is. On the waterfront. Okay. And it is delicious. So as soon as I like tasted that food, I was like, I'm not mad anymore.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, right? Like good food, it will erase how much time you spent, right?
Yeah.
So
and you got the bread.
Yeah, fucking bread. You're like, can we get 4 more breads? And they're like, sure.
But you said that you were trying to lose the pounds.
Oh, fuck.
How's that going?
It's been forever. I've been like, and here's the thing. Like when I was, so between 1 year old and 8 years old, I was like shredded, fastest kid ever.
Yeah?
I would have been an athlete. I swear to God.
God damn.
Right? I should have been. Wasn't, obviously. Then stopped playing sports for a bit and just fucking ballooned out. And like I was massive. I was like 350 pounds, like fucking 5'6".
Right.
I don't know how tall you are.
I have no idea. Again, bad with numbers. 5'2", 5'3", maybe.
Right. So like 5'6", and then like just constantly grew taller and lost some weight. So like right now I'm like 6'3", like 290, somewhere in there.
Right.
Right.
Nice.
I should be fucking like 220, but whatever. Yeah. I've been trying to lose the weight forever, but it fucks with me a little bit because I'm like I won't be funny anymore.
No, I don't.
I know that's not a thing, but it's dumb.
But that's
it's
a comedian thing to go to.
Yeah,
like,
so
yeah.
But yeah, man, I've tried everything, and the real thing is like it's hard to find something that's sustainable. Like I've lost weight in batches, but like because you're on the road, it's hard. Like I'm lucky. I'm staying with a friend. There's a grocery store.
You can cook.
I can
something.
cook, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you're in a situation where it's like hotel to hotel.
Oof. Yeah.
You
Fast
get,
food. Yeah.
You get their breakfast. You get the fast food. You can't, right? You gain the weight back. It's a cycle. So it's just
that's
like,
the thing.
yeah. So for the past couple of years, I've been trying to find something that's sustainable for comedy road life.
And I mean, it's little things too.
Yeah.
Little things can help. It'll take you longer, but like drinking vodka sodas and not a craft beer.
I never drink beer. Yeah.
Like beer is really bad for you. Like it really packs it on. Like making small adjustments, or I know like someone who like cut out pop from their diet.
Oh,
and like
fuck.
Lost so much weight. Like I love a Coca-Cola. It's hard for me to think about, but I've heard that like the longer you go without it, the less you crave.
Yeah. Well, that's that's just sugar for you.
But I'm a Taurus rising, so I just want to eat all the time.
Right. Yeah.
Like I just, if I'm feeling sad, I'm like, give me the comfort food.
Well, it's hard because like everything you do is built around food.
Yeah, everything.
Right?
Your whole day you have to think about like, what am I eating? Yeah.
And even like events.
Yeah.
You're getting together. Hey, let's go out for what? A drink?
Drinks.
Yeah. It's like we're eating or we're drinking. We're putting shit in our mouth.
People are coming over. I got to get snacks.
Yeah. Right? So
I'm drunk. I got to get a donair.
Yeah. I love donairs. Fuck.
What did you get your donair?
I got Johnny K's.
Nice. What did you think?
It was okay.
Okay.
Then I was in Port Hawkesbury and I got A1 pizza, fucking donair with melted cheese. Donair with melted fucking cheese, everyone, is amazing.
Yeah, so good.
I haven't had Tony's yet, which everyone's saying that's the spot.
I would try Tony's before. When do you leave?
I leave Monday.
Oh, okay, you still got some time.
Yeah, I was planning on going Sunday night. That's my fucking
leave on Monday. Well, I know that your ride's going to be here soon. I'm sad because this was so fun.
This was fun. This flew by. I feel like
next time you're in Halifax, you'll have to do another episode for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Next time you're here.
I probably will be here sometime next year.
Fuck yeah.
I try to hit as many scenes as possible a year.
That's good though.
Is this my ride?
I think it is.
It's not.
Oh.
Sorry, it's a comedian.
I didn't even ask you about your dating life, which is normally what I ask comedians about on here.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Are you single, guy?
No, I'm engaged.
Oh, god damn it. You have to leave before we can talk about the engagement?
Let's do it. No, we have time.
Okay, we got some time. How did you propose? This is a lightning round.
It's literally on Instagram. I could show you.
What?
Yeah.
You have an Instagram proposal?
Yeah.
What did you... Well, give us...
I went all out. I had a drone. It was on like a...
Shut the fuck up. Are you lying?
I swear. You can watch it right now.
Oh my god. Well, for the people who can't see it at home.
Okay.
What exactly, where...
So we bought a place at the Scarborough Bluffs, which is a nice area in Toronto. It's like the beaches and there's like a big fucking like cliff top deal. So we bought a pre-construction condo there like a couple of years ago. So I was like, might as well propose here, new beginnings bullshit. Nice. Yeah, and a buddy of mine was doing drone shots there a week before. So I was like, hey, can you meet me there and just fly the drone up? And when you fly it up the cliff from the beaches, you'll see me there and then I'll go on a knee kind of thing. And I had this whole little speech thing prepared. Yeah, so like I rigged this whole thing about like, hey, I have a show here before we go to dinner. Like, do you mind if I squeeze it in? It's a small like little corporate open for my buddy. I was like, let's go check out. Right? I had my buddy call me, pose as a comic. It was hilarious. Right? Yeah. And then, and then when we were there, I was just like, let's go check out this area where we're going to be moving, whatever. Let's kill some time. They're not ready for me yet, whatever. Ooh. Yeah, so went there and then gave her this little lovey-dovey speech. Drone came up, dropped on a knee. It was great.
Oh, my. I'll have to go find that video. When did this proposal happen?
It was last October, and we're getting married next October.
Woo, exciting. I know, right? Are you going to do a big wedding or?
I'm Italian, so I have no choice. Yeah. I mean, it's not that big. We've got like 220 people. Like, that's not huge.
That's pretty big.
It's pretty big, but like there's some Italians I know that it's like 600, 700.
That's insane.
Yeah. So.
Are you doing fancy? Are you like, what's the wedding style?
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
It's going to be fancy. Well, I mean, you might as well.
Here's the thing about weddings. Number one.
I talk a lot about weddings on the show, so.
It's a scam. Listen, I love her to death. I love the wedding. I love what we're doing. But the wedding industry
industry.
The industry gives you no choice but to do it large. It's either you fuck off and go somewhere, or you go to City Hall and sign a sheet of paper and bring your family to dinner. But if you're gonna do a wedding, a traditional wedding, they make sure that it's either here or here. Yeah. There's no bullshit.
I've heard that if you don't say what you're doing is a wedding.
Yeah, fuck, I should have told them it was my 30th birthday. It's fucking... Honestly, because next year...
220 guests.
Legit, I should be like, it's a joint birthday. We're both turning 30. Because that's what's happening. Like, my birthday's at fucking midnight.
Oh, wow.
Right next year. I should have been like, it's a joint 30th. She'll be wearing a white dress.
Yeah, it's no big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not real.
Right? Yeah.
It's like...
We're just fucking around.
Tana Mojo and Jake Paul, like, they did a fake wedding. Mm-hmm. YouTubed it and, like, wasn't actually a real wedding.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's exciting, though. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited, so...
Aw, that's nice. Right. Love seems nice.
Love seems nice. Well, you know, everything has its pros and cons.
How long were you together?
6. Now it's 6 years.
Oh,
but
wow.
like, it was like 5 years-ish.
So did you meet pre-online dating?
Yes.
Like did you met
we went to high school together. So yeah, I've known her forever. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really rare.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's really, really nice.
I guess. You know, like, I mean, I wouldn't want it any other way now, but like, I mean, high science is 2020 here, so.
It is. God damn. So you're fucking killing it. This episode's coming out this Friday. I'm turning this one around real quick. Are you doing any other shows in Halifax this weekend?
I am doing, I'm playing Chuckles Comedy Club this weekend.
Oh, perfect. Chuckles. You New Brunswick listeners, go to Chuckles.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll be there. I'm hosting.
Perfect.
I'm not headlining. They wouldn't let me yet, which is fine. Got to pay your dues.
You got to pay your dues. Uh-huh.
So yeah.
That's awesome. So what night was that again? You said?
Friday and Saturday night.
Friday. And so when this comes out, it'll come out on the Friday, but you could go on the Saturday, go see him, and people can follow you on the social media, obviously, right? What is your Instagram?
My Instagram is at @Marc-Anthony.
Which is...
Marc-Anthony spelled with a C, M-A-R-C, not K.
It's very important,
right?
Yeah. Do you like when people just call you Mark, or do you like being called?
I mean, I like the full thing, just because I feel like I'm not a Mark. You know what I mean? Like, Mark is different.
Yeah,
and
Mark's more douchey. You're not douchey.
Right, and I have some pride about my name a little bit.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, not. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'd rather you call me the full name, but at the same time, I hate saying my full name. Like, when I meet you, like, if we met, I'd be like, Mark. You know what I mean? I'm just like, Marc-Anthony. It's
with a C.
Right? It's too much. So
also, I have another name.
Yeah. No, I only said with a C because if you search it with a K, you won't find it.
Oh, that's very true.
You know what I mean? But,
that's very true.
Yeah.
So follow him on Instagram. Are you on any other platforms that you want to?
Everything is at not Marc-Anthony for the most part. Follow at Funny Man Inc. We produce shows across the country, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. Follow that.
If you need us, independent comics on the rise, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
You're absolutely crushing. You're so funny.
Thank you.
I'm so stoked that you were able to come on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Halley visit to do this.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for having me. This is great.
And next time you're around, come the fuck back on. We'll drink more vodka again.
100%. Fuck, let's cheers it up. I'm empty, so that's not good luck. But
ping. Well, and that's it, guys. Thanks so much.